Hello, my name is David Michan, and I'm the lead film directing instructor here at InFocus Film School. Photo essay, it's important because it gives you the basics of a narrative. It's telling stories in a certain amount of frames. So if you think about like the photo essay, think about like doing a comic book. You have to think in editing, you need to think about narrative, and you need to think how to put together a story that everybody can understand with just a few frames. Well, silent film is one of the most important ones, and I will tell you why. If you can put a story together without any dialogues and just with image, and everybody can understand it without having to say a single dialogue, that means that you have succeeded as a director, as a screenwriter, as a cinematographer. Why? Because the image is what we work with, right? We are working with film. I always tell my students, if you need dialogue in order to explain your story, then that means that you haven't done your homework correctly, meaning that you haven't put together the right emotion in the performance, the right angle and the right frame size for your camera, the right colors and the right tones for your cinematography, and the right ideas for your screenwriting. Because when you put all this image together, the image is more powerful than any words. So silent films, what happen is prepping you, it's giving you that mentality on knowing exactly how to deliver a story without having to use the dialogues. Remember, writing good dialogues can take you a long process to learn and skills. Even in Hollywood pictures, in Hollywood movies, the screenwriters will write the script, and sometimes they will bring someone to just write the dialogues because dialogues are very difficult to achieve. So that's why you need to first understand the power of the cinematography, the power of the performance, in order then to go to the next level and then combine it with the dialogues. I will tell you something that a teacher told me when I went to film school, that in order for an artist to become an artist is when you get naked in front of your audience. So getting naked is just like showing what you are. And basically with the bio, it's that step that you need to take in order to tell something that is very intimate. Everyone is an actor. The first thing that you do when you walk outside from your door, when you are in your safe zone, it's to put a mask. And you put this mask and you go outside and then you show to the rest of the people this actor. The bio, it's confronting yourself to trying to tell something, right? Something meaningful, something that you want to share, an experience. It can be something that it's worth sharing with the world and be proud about it. It's okay. We are different from each other, and that's what makes you what you are, the artist that you are. So basically you understand that you're not alone. You understand that you are here in a community of artists, that everybody has certain kind of feelings, emotions, fears that are very similar in each other. When you are in the screening of that, I can see faces of like satisfaction of having the chance to express yourself. Basically the bio, it's putting together a 3-minute, 4-minute video about something meaningful for yourself or something that you want to share about your life. The scene study is a very interesting project. We select a scene from a famous project, a famous movie. It can be a Hollywood movie. And what we try to take from those scripts are scenes that they are heavy in the dialogue this time. So each of the students will have one role and they will rotate to have the chance to be in front of the camera and also directing and all the key roles that I mentioned. It will give you the experience of knowing that when someone else is directing you, if they're not very specific with the instructions or not simple with the instructions, it can be very confusing. But at the same time, because you're rotating to other roles, also it's been about delegating, right? Because directors, we want to have total control of everything. You see that you cannot operate the camera anymore and you need to delegate it to the cinematographer. So here is where every role start to understand what is exactly what they have to do and how they have to behave very professional to not be interfering with the work of someone else. This time you have 3 pages to direct. It's just like we add a little bit a longer scene. The actors now, they need to move. It's not only conversations. Now you have to learn about blocking, how to stage your actors, how to stage your camera, how to make movements in order for you to tell the story. It gets a little bit more complicated because now the camera is not only steady and now your actors are not only sitting down, right? Now you have actual movement. But in the format, it works exactly the same. You will act again like you will have the chance to be in front of camera, then you will have the role of director, then someone else will take the cinematography, someone else takes the sound, and someone else will take the assistant director. And you get more familiar with each of those roles and what are exactly the skills that you need in order to perform correctly with it. With this one, what happens is that they need to start from scratch, meaning that they need to be thinking, okay, how I want the performance to be from my actors, how I want the lighting to be from my actors, how I want the angles to be from my camera, how I want the sound to be, right? So it's all new for them. So they start to think, okay, I need to get creative with this. I want to do it black and white. I want to do it saturated with colors. I want to do it film noir style. I want to do it contrasty with shadows. You know, it's just like taking all the decisions in order for you as a director to get the vision and to get the script as intended, as you think that it should be for your audience. These films can be any topic. It can have like more than 2-3 actors. It's shot outside from school. They go and get their own locations. We have had fantastic projects which they have been shooting in swimming pools, where they have been shooting in bars. So locations are open to the story needed. Then they will come back to school and they go to the whole process of editing. The documentary, I mean, it's giving you skills in order to do nonfiction, in order to understand how to do correctly interviews, how to approach topics that are from real life. And it gives you a little bit of more range as a director. Directors have to understand that sometimes you go to the narrative and non-narrative, and you have to be able to do both. I mean, basically, when you're doing fiction, you always have to start from reality. You need to do research. So you need to know about the social issues that are concerning the society in order for you to put together something that is more meaningful and that can be sending a message to the audience. So with any project, any movie that you're gonna be doing, it can be short film, it can be a feature film, it can be a music video, it can be whatever. You always have to know your audience. You always need to know exactly what is happening out there. Painting with light, what it is you work with the cinematographer instructor, and in order to get like a feeling, a mood, let's say you want horror. How can you achieve horror? Having a lot of shadows, having a lot of contrast, low light. So the painting with light, it will give you those skills in order for you to understand and to create a motivated light. So basically, as you can see, we are progressing in the timeline in order for you to understand the whole aspects of each of these elements of filmmaking. That's why painting with light is such an important part of it, because you will understand what is motivated light. So basically what happens is that the short dramatic films are 10-minute projects that students will put together in 3 days and a maximum of 10 pages of script. So everybody writes a short film and then it gets pitched to a panelist, right? Those panelists will decide about, among all the projects, which are the ones that are gonna be green-lighted. After they finish editing, they go into the sound design, and once the project is locked, they go into color grading, and we project it at the graduation. Passion projects have a little bit of more freedom. These ones can be experimental films sometimes, spec commercials, music videos. You need to be original. You need to be fresh. You need to be creative. So we try to select projects that are honest in their vision, but also that are doable. Because if you come here with those big projects, Hollywood projects, where you want to do like John Wick with all these action scenes and explosions, well, you need to understand that you don't have neither the time, neither the resources. We have had many projects here, dramas, comedies, action films, horror films. And what we try is to help to achieve the vision that you have. Because what we want is after this that you have the chance to succeed in the business. It's all about that, prepping you to go outside and get a job.